We have heard that in Korea, many non-Cuban policosanol products are being forcibly marketed as authentic Cuban policosanol. As representative of the only institution that manufactures, develops, and exports Cuban policosanol, we are here to set the record straight. The Cnic exclusively supplies policosanolol sugarcane was alcohol to Leidelin and does not export raw ingredients or derivatives outside of Cuba for production. Thus, the only genuine Cuban policosanol sugarcane was alcohol currently in the market is Leidelin policosanol. Korean consumers should always check where the policosanol they are consuming is from Leidelin.
My name is Julio Alfonso Rubí, General Director of National Center for Scientific Research of Cuba. Yes, what's the first? Policosanolol is a mixture of A aliphatic alcohol extracted and refined from Cuban sugarcane was. In 1991, the National Institute of Science was the first in the world to publish a paper on policosanol. Cuba is the country of origin and the pioneering nation of policosanol. Cnic extracted and refined aliphatic alcohol from Cuban sugarcane in a specific radio, standardizing them, and was the first in the world to prove policosanol efficacy and safety through pharmacological experiments. In 1996, Cnic received the gold medal for invention from the World Intellectual Property Organization for policosanol. If it is not policosanol from the Cuban National Institute of Science, it's not Cuban policosanol. The raw material for Cuban policosanol was extracted from Cuban sugarcane, produced exclusively by Cuba. Cuba supplied this sugarcane was sold to Cnic, which has been developing and manufacturing Cuban policosanol since 1994. As a result, no policosanol produced outside of Cuba or by other companies can be legitimately labeled as Cuban policosanol. Currently, Cnic exports Cuban policosanol exclusively through Leidelin to Australia, South Korea, Japan, Vietnam, Malaysia, and European Union, and North America. In South Korea, Leidelin is the sole distributor of Cuban policosanol, which is exclusively manufactured by the Cuban National Institute of Science. No, Cuban policosanol can only be exported through Cnic. Any product that not being officially exported through Cnic cannot be considered Cuban policosanol. Neither the Cuban government, Cnic, nor as Cuba has entered into any contract with company for sugarcane cultivation. All sugarcane was obtained from sugarcane grown in Cuba is supplied exclusively to Cnic through Cuba, which produced the raw material for policosanol. Sugarcane was alcohol. Without Cuba, obtaining sugarcane was alcohol is impossible. And without Cnic, acquiring the raw material for Cuban policosanol is equally unobtainable. There is not possible that policosanol could be produced through any unauthorized contract farming arrangement. Cnic is deeply concerned that the counterfeit product could undermine trust in Cuban policosanol. It strongly reiterates that the only policosanol sugarcane was alcohol product distributed through Leidelin are authentic Cuban policosanol.
My name is Rafael Gámez Menéndez. I am the commercial director of Cnic, an institution that belongs to Cuba family. As the inventor of policosanol, the National Center for Scientific Research held an international patent for extracting, refining policosanol from sugarcane wax until a few years ago. That to Cuba's unique extraction and refining methods, the functionality of Cuban policosanol is completely different from the other countries. Policosanolol can be extracted and refined from various raw materials such as sugarcane, rice, and beeswax, meaning its composition and effect vary depending on the source and origin. Cuban policosanol has been scientifically validated through approximately 100 international academic papers for its ability to increase HDL cholesterol, lower LDL cholesterol, and regulate blood pressure. Policosanol for other origins may have different effects. To my knowledge, the only policosanol recognized as the functional ingredient by the Korean Minister of Food and Drug Safety is Cuban policosanol or Leidelkorianen. Currently, in Korea, Leidel is the only brand to provide unique Cuban policosanol. Cnic has never exported policosanol to the United States, Canada, or India. Instead, they exclusively supply into Leidel for distribution in Australia, South Korea, Japan, and Taiwan, between others. Therefore, in Korea, only Leidel is authorized to produce and sell Cuban policosanol. The real Cuban policosanol is Leidelkorianen.